Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. First of all, what I want to do today is I want to start off giving my thanks to my Father God and all the things in which that He has helped me with, and the things in which that He has opened my eyes to help me to be able to see exactly what direction that I need to go in order to be able to not only help me, but also help my brothers and sisters that's in this society. You know, I have a thing that I have that maybe some of you read about Black Lives Matter. Do they? Do they really matter? Well, the only person that can actually demonstrate that would be our community leaders. And so by us not having an activist group for the community, well, yeah, yes we do. Yes we do. We have an activist group. We have an activist group that's called Mothers in Recovery. Yes, indeed. You ladies can do a lot. You put your heads to it. You really can. And see, now that is the type of entity that the brothers in the community need to put together, something that would show that we do have a honest concern about our people and the community. So that group or the Mothers in Recovery group can go to the necessary entities, agencies, or organizations that can make a difference in our community to show that Black lives do indeed matter. Now, who would that be that these groups would go to and voice their concerns? Well, we have this group of brothers, these men called the Ministers Alliance. Okay? Now, I love my Father God. Yes, indeed I do. But see, my Father also has given me the common sense to know that in order for him to be able to work on in my behalf, I need to get up off my behind and let my Father God love shine. That's it, right. Showing that I have faith that when I go to speak about my concerns in that direction, that will give our Father God the leeway to demonstrate his true love and affection for us. Now, when we go to these Ministers Alliance and these other community leaders in our community, and they say, well, see, this is the cowardly way out. Well, There's nothing I can do. What do you want me to do? Yeah, yeah. You see that yellow streak all up and down their back. Well, what can I do? What can I do? I can't do nothing. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Do you have faith? Do you really have faith, man, in which that you say you represent our Father God? What? Now, Father God, do not create no cowards. And not only that, why should you doubt yourself? You are in a position in our community to speak in behalf of the community, for the community, and most of all, individuals in the community. Yes, indeed. Now, see, what we do today, what is it that we do today in this society? What is it that our black community do today? We limit ourselves in our thinking capabilities. See, because when you hear Black Lives Matter, the only thing that the majority of us think of is when a police is beating the head of another black man. Do you think that that's the only thing that matters? Is that all that matters? Well, hey, you got a lot of catching up to do, because that's been going on way back in the 1700s. Now, what can you do in other areas of our community? Martin Luther King has a dream. Are you going to be a part of that dream? Well, if you're going to be a part of that dream, well, you need to put your thinking caps on, Mr. Man, that knows that you can, but you will not say that you can, because actuality, you are not our community's friend. You're working for the adversary because you're keeping your mouth shut, because you're not stepping out on faith and doing your liberty, your duties in which that you should demonstrate. Now, I'm just an everyday Joe, okay? And I asked my Father God so I can know. Yes, indeed. Now, people, ask your pastor, what is it that he pray about? What is it that he's asking our Father to help him with? Because, you know, he is there. Yes, he is. He's on the throne. And he is there. And he do care. But see, our Father wants us to give him his due. And his due is to recognize him so that he can recognize you. That's true. Wake up, people. Wake up. You know, I wrote about something that I used to find going on in my one of my, I'm gonna have to say one because I'm not going to say what particular church that was. But anyway, anytime I would probably open my mouth to speak, I would get abruptly shut off. Yes, 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 we know, you know, oh, Dave, he'll go on and he'll go on if you let him. And in a very subtle way, tried to make a mockery of yes, me, King David D. And I would, hey, brush it off and say to myself and tell my Father, forgive him because he know not what he do. First of all, when we have community leaders, just because we got someone that's sitting in the front row that's driving a Rolls Royce or a Cadillac or Mercedes Benz, don't necessarily mean that he has some marbles up under his cap. No. Just because he got a $500 suit on don't mean a thing. Speak to the men that's in the trenches, that's crawling under the gunfire. Yes, indeed. They can tell you how close the bullets are to each and every one of us. So, you fellas that has been put in position of leaders of our community, do so. Be a leader, not a fool. Because that is the type of leadership that, as much as I love my people, and I must say it's true, because they're not leading me, and brothers and sisters, they are sure enough not leading you. They will talk. Good. Okay. Fine and dandy. You know the Bible backwards and forwards. But then, that's fine. That's beautiful. Satan do too. Yes, indeed, he do. Satan do too. Now, there's other areas in our community that we need your capabilities. And your capabilities is in your hands-on experience. Have you been getting your boots wet, getting your shoes dirty? Have you been walking and stomping those grounds? Have you been knocking at them doors? Or are you saying, what do you think I can do? I can't do nothing. Have you tried Because if you would have some more effective programs going on in our community. You would have more effective types of organizations that would be pretty strong carrying on in our community. Yes, indeed. So, I will just kindly just ask what I have been not told. You ain't always got to be direct in that area. You can definitely demonstrate that you don't want certain individuals in our community saying nothing. That's right. I have done a lot of things in this community. Yes, I have. Day one, when I came out of the penitentiary, I knew that it was going to be a hard road for me. So, what I had to do was think of a way to get my foot in the door. So, first of all, there was some active individuals. This sister named Gail. I can't remember Gail's name. Ask Buddy Hannah about her. She can tell you. He can tell you. And she walked me through the procedure of putting together proposals in order to make the next step of getting the grants. Now, see, this type of tutelage is what we need in our community. But she's not here anymore. We need individuals with experience in helping the leadership in our community. So where we can be active in not just one area and not just one person, being able to put together this type of documents. We should have an army of people that can do that. Yes, indeed. An army. The more, the merrier. Now, not only that, we should definitely see, because now I walk around on this cane and I have not that type of physical capabilities of acting in the community with the kids anymore. They run right over me. You know how these kids are today. They might listen to me, but see, if they see a weak spot, they're going to take advantage of it. So it'd be better for a younger person to get in there and work those particular trenches that I've already been in. And I would be tickled pink to lend my words of advice from my experience of putting together art programs when I knew that from me having a felony on my record, wasn't nobody going to hire me. So I contracted myself in to do these youth programs at Lincoln School, the Boys and Girls Club, Kalamazoo Gospel Mission. These are a few. Oh, and I shouldn't forget Mount Zion Baptist Church, because Dr. Arthur Gilliard was the minister at that time. And I always had his support. Always. He was always there because I showed him that I did indeed care. So, when we have people in our community that wants to hog up the spotlight, but then once they get an individual that actually wants to make some mileage, oh yeah, hey, you remember? I remember this one, that our pastor of the community, Dr. Addis Moore, one of his cliches was making yardage on the field. Getting out of the huddle. You remember that one? Getting out of the huddle and getting out there on the playing field and make some yardage. Yeah. Well, I would leave that to him to tell you if we won that game or not. How many trophies do we have? You know, that's what's important. And I'm not talking about, now, I'm not talking about in the sports sense of trophies playing football or trophies playing basketball or trophies in the exercise room. I'm talking about actually doing something that has some significance to it. You know, we say that we have a president that has no capabilities of diplomacy, right? Well, that's exactly the same type of mentality we need in the community. Someone that knows how to use their diplomacy. Now, diplomacy ain't saying that, well, I got a PhD. No, brother, that's not diplomacy always, okay? Just because you have a PhD don't mean that you can see. Diplomacy is speaking from experience. Diplomacy is having a strategy. That is diplomacy. So, if you need to, look at this again and take some notes down. Because, see, I do love my community. I do love my community. And I'll tell you, one of the most greatest things that had ever happened to me, from God putting his spirit inside of me to be concerned about our children's capabilities and seeing that these children that's not always fast on the track or good on the football field or capable of making 3-point shots out on the basketball court. We got children that has diplomacy. We have children that have artistic skills. We have children that can do a whole lot of other things that's God-given. That's God-given. That's diplomacy. And when you get out there on the field and you're ready to make yardage, and you know you gotta kick that field goal at the end, you better know that you gotta have somebody out there to do some blocking. You gotta have some people out there that can do some running. And most importantly, we must have a captain of the team getting his directions from the coach. Yes, it's a game plan. And the game plan isn't just playing football. The strategy of life. So is chess. You know, you got to be able to see up ahead the moves that you are planning to make. Understand that one? Now, I'm speaking about this because, see, this is something that I can't honestly say that I see going on. And if it is, it's not going on enough to where it's evident. You know, it was this sister on Facebook. I was listening to her, and she was talking about how our children are being held back because we have some people in the educational system that will tell the parents that child can't do this and that child can't do that, so we're going to hold him back. And the parents just do a oh-hum type of cooperation instead of knowing their children themselves. First of all, you got to know your child yourself. And know if this particular individual in the administration is telling the real about your child. See, because now I'm not saying that all our children are top notch. No, I'm not. Because we do have some that are fast, and then we have some that are quick, and then we have some that are just making it, and then we have some that are just completely slow. But that is something leadership in the community needs to communicate with the homes. So, like I said, hit me in the head. I do. Have a sincere concern about my people. Even if I am not the one that they see with the capability. So, I thank, oh, my Father God in heaven for Facebook Live. And we definitely can put a stop to all this jive. Yes, we can. This King David D, once again, telling you that I love you. Do you love me?